This is a true story which I'm going to tell you now. What happened to me approximately 8.5 years ago. I'm keeping my identity private. I went into hospital, diagnosed with pneumonia, and I was left on a ward for 8 days, struggling to breathe. Due to my conditions previously throughout my life, I was very high risk through being in intensive care over 4 times previously due to problems throughout my life. Anyway, I was admitted into hospital, diagnosed with pneumonia, left on a ward for 8 days. After 4 days, I was struggling to breathe, complaining constantly, but nothing was done. So on the 8th day, in the night, approximately about 2 o'clock in the morning, I asked the man next door to pass me my phone, which he did do. I managed to contact a friend and asked him if he'd come and take me to another hospital. He said he'd get there as soon as he possibly could, because I told him that I feared for my life. Anyway, a minute later, the staff duty nurse that was on that night came over to me and snatched my phone off me and asked me what I was doing. I explained to her, the best I could, that someone was coming to take me to another hospital because I feared for my life. Anyway, 2 hours later, they decided to rush me down to intensive care. 3 hours later, they rushed me down to theatre. They did a procedure on me. The man who did the procedure asked for an ultrasound. The lady that was present at the time said that the maternity ward had borrowed it. So he decided to play Russian roulette with my life. It's quite difficult for me, this is. Anyway, when he put the first drain in, it covered him in black tar and fluid which came out from my body, which obviously I was drowning in. My first words were to him that I can breathe again. When he put the second drain in, I screamed out. At the point of time, I didn't know what he'd done. Anyway, I went back to the ward and basically discharged myself after, I think it was 7 days, because the way I was being treated in the hospital was appalling. Anyway, I got back. I was in a relationship at the point of time. I'd been with a lady for 13 years. And she looked after me. I went back to the doctors 3 days later and said I was in so much pain I could not take it. And he never gave me no painkillers, nothing, and just said that basically to keep taking the medication that I was on, which was basically, I think it was steroids or something. Anyway, to cut it all short, I went back to the hospital to see the consultant after a period of time. He said it would take time to get better. I said I do understand that. I said I've been in the past, which he knew. And I left it at that. But I didn't get better. I got worse and worse and worse. And I I decided to go for some more tests at a different surgery. They sent me to an hospital. They did some further tests on me, and basically they said there was nothing wrong with me. I went to a second surgery. They sent me to another hospital. Exactly the same answer came back. There was nothing up with me. I went to see the doctor after I'd been to the last hospital. This was in the period of maybe a year and a half afterwards. And basically she said to me, there's nothing wrong with you. Stop wasting our time, take some exercise and get back to work. But unfortunately there was something wrong with me. I had a good friend that lived in another country, or in the Netherlands. She asked me to come for a second opinion. She used to work in an hospital. So I did. And basically what I found out, what had happened to me, was horrendous. I had something seriously wrong with my colon. I had blood clots to the lungs, possibly cancer at the start of the bowel, and problems with the liver. Because when I was in hospital, they put me under that much pressure, it caused an abscess on the liver, which was treated in the hospital. But the best part about it, I asked for an internal investigation. I never got it. I sent off for my medical records, filled a form in, sent a check off, never got it. In the end, I received a letter back from the hospital to say that my records had been destroyed. I put a picture up of a couple that I seen on the news a few days ago. You know, I feel, how can I put it? What happened to them, the way I look at it is that it should have never happened. Exactly the same what happened to me. I could say some more words, but I don't want to actually say them. Because what I would say, I find that is the truth about this matter. But the thing now, at the end of the day, is they're going to be a short little video at the end, and I'll show you my condition. Before I went into hospital, I had some tests. 2 months before, I had a clear bill of health. They couldn't find anything wrong with me. The same hospital. So, the thing at the end of the day is, if someone destroys something, they got something to hide. They destroyed my records. They didn't even give me an internal investigation, and they wouldn't have my records over to me. The thing at the end of the day is, it is a criminal offence to destroy anybody's records when there is an ongoing matter. It is against the law. The thing at the end of the day is, if I committed a crime and destroyed the evidence, I'd get done for it. But, as I seen in the news the other day about the couple who lost their child, it made me come forward today and speak to the way, basically, I am speaking, because I feel for the couple, the way they have been treated, exactly the same as me. But it was not just covered up by the hospital, it was covered up by 2 previous hospitals and 2 surgeries. And the thing at the end of the day is, I was having medication in the Netherlands, which helped me a lot. I come back to England and I can't have it unless I pay for it private. Now, that's discrimination. Discrimination is against the law. It's a criminal offence. And I'm just being left to die now. What's the video at the end? That's my condition, what it is. And I'm very ill. I get cold, I get very sick. Also, I've seen another small story on the news about the Moors murders, a lady who survived them. And she obviously was suffering with PTSD. Well, I'm suffering with PTSD, what happened to me in hospital, the way I was treated. And the thing now is that, like she said, she took the words from my mouth. She said that basically she used to be a happy-go-lucky person and basically trusted people. Well, the thing now is I don't trust anybody. I wouldn't never go into an hospital in England again. And the thing is now I'm, being denied treatment outside the country where somebody possibly could help me. But it may be too late now. Anyway, I think this is needs to be known what's going on, because it is going on and it's wrong. It's wrong how the hospitals are allowed to get away with it, or the trust, or whatever. Because the thing at the end of the day is, the two matters which I've said are criminal offences. Anyway, like I said, I don't want to be known. I don't know if you feel sorry for me. I'm not frightened of dying, but I'm having a rough time. But I can't talk any longer. Thank you for listening, and please watch the video at the end. And if you want to leave a comment, you're welcome to leave a comment. Thank you for listening. Oh, fucking hell. Oh, fucking hell. Fucking hell.